Connected. On Makaha.
What does Blur do again?
Makes it where they have a 20% chance to miss you right now.
Alright, I'm gonna make
or
that
like the whole battle, I think.
I'm gonna make that 25%.
Alright.
Because of verbalizations. And I think that's your turn.
And how does that work? Does that have to roll like a save?
Before I roll an attack against you, I'll roll a 1d4, and if it's a 1, then it won't even get to make an attack against you.
Okay, cool.
Alright, Rowena, that's your turn.
That was what I just did, I think.
Alright. It is Vorg's turn, and he is going to charge Rowena.
Guild intercept!
Alright, roll it, buddy.
Alright, so you said which is a regular d20, right?
Yeah.
And that's fail.
Nope, you get back by your lizard man. Anyone else trying to stop this guy as he charges Rowena?
Heavy might be able to if you'd like to.
I should be in range to do it. Yep, I'll roll to intercept that. Is this just a?
You don't have to roll to intercept. That was because of a particular skill that Makaha was using.
Yeah, he only had to roll because he's already engaged with somebody.
Yeah, so you move in the way. You don't have to roll anything, and so this attack's going to be against you. 19 versus AC.
That's a hit. Oh no, wait, that actually isn't a hit. My AC is 20.
Nice. Alright.
I was hoping it's 20.
Alright, so...
I was playing a different game earlier today.
Lizardman 1 is going to attack Gong. Actually, he's going to attack both Gong. Oh, let's see, can he attack both?
Is it just mirrored? Do those tokens have 4 arms?
Attack Gong. I think they only have 2 arms, but I didn't look very closely, honestly.
I think it's just 2 arms and their legs are like spread out.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Okay, cool.
16 Gong versus AC.
Nah, that's a miss.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright. Lizardman 3 is going to charge forward and attempt to attack both of you. Let's see if he can do it. Nope, he is just going to swing at Sam and Bartholomew.
User joined your channel.
He actually gets a 27, so that's a hit. And they are going to take 8 damage. Alright, who hasn't moved yet? Lizardman 4 is going to come up to support Vorg, and he's going to attack heavy.
Alright.
Versus AC, that's a miss.
Yep, AC is a 20.
Alright. Vorg shouts, "Kill that wizard." And 7 and 6 attempt to run up to the door. And they're both going to take a swing at Rowena.
Can I attempt to intercept 6?
Who is that?
Poliar.
You're engaged in combat, so you can't intercept.
Oh.
The thing that Makaha was trying to use. Yeah, that's true. You can roll. You can do it once per round successfully. So yeah, you can try to block one of them if you want.
Okay then, let's do this. And I failed again.
Nope, nope, nope.
That's just beautiful. I'm sorry, Rita, I tried. This is the first time in this campaign you're taking damage, though.
Alright, so one of those is an 18 versus AC, and the other's a critical fail.
Alright, the first one hits.
Alright, so you take 8 damage.
What if the critical
And
fail
I'm
somehow?
going to roll the 1d4 for my familiar's ability counter bite
Right?
on the one that hit. So basically, it's just a little girl fighting a lizard, and roll d4.
The lizard man is kind of stunned at what just happened to him. I'm not actually stunned, but
So how
quite
much?
surprised.
How much damage was that on me?
3? Oh, you took 8.
And what's that critical fail can achieve?
That critical fail is just going to keep it from doing 50% damage, which it does on miss if engaged with 2 or more foes, if targets engage with 2 or more
There we
foes.
go.
And Lizardman 5 is going to charge Makaha. And first I'll see if it blur affects it. No. .26 versus AC.
Yeah, that's a hit.
It's going to do 8.
Alright.
Alright, and that is the turns of the Lizardman. Escalation die goes to 1.
Alright, I'll attack the Lizard Man 1 with my Flow Poison Strike.
Okay.
That's going to be a miss.
Miss. It's 2 damage, right?
Yep. I'm going to roll to disengage.
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to stay engaged.
Makaha, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the disengage first.
So take a -1 penalty, so that's actually not successful.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to just smack the one with lower health in the face. That's a hit.
Nice. Alright, that one is staggered. He falls back, recovers himself, and throws himself back into combat.
Sorry,
Heavy, you're
Rena.
up.
I was gonna try and disengage and come save you.
That's fine.
All right.
Was it? Because I wasn't full health when we started. No one was.
No, you
No,
guys.
it was
didn't
like
even
not
rest.
even
You
a day
came
later.
straight back. Yeah, you came back, and then that night went after Vord.
We've had a quick rest at best.
Yeah, I mean, you had a quick rest, so if you didn't start at full health, you should be able to use recoveries to get up to full health. But you shouldn't get new dailies or new recoveries or anything like that. So I'm sorry, Heavy. What's your plan here?
Oh, okay. I thought Makaha had an attack. Let's see. I am going to cast Javelin of Faith at Lizardman 4, since I'm already in combat with him.
Is Javelin of Faith, is that ranged or close quarters? That spell. I think that's ranged.
Let's see. It is ranged, so I would actually have to do a melee attack.
Yeah, well, you don't have to, but you would take an opportunity attack if you did that.
Yeah, that's true. I'll skip that then.
Alright, target's 19 on this guy.
And that's a miss.
2 damage.
Yep.
Did you want to try to disengage, or did you already do that?
No, I'm going to stay engaged with both of them.
Okay. It's your turn, Roland.
Roland looks around, quickly sizes up the situation.
And flees.
No, does not flee.
You sure?
Screw you. Roland quickly drops his crossbow back into his cloak, pulls out the lute of the morning, and begins playing an angry tune that fits perfectly the tempo of the battle. And he'll use battle chant, and he'll direct that at Lizard Man 4.
Alright. So, does that miss? Does that? Well, that basically does nothing. It's a miss. Sorry. But for future reference, is that MD or PD that hits?
1 second.
Do you know?
Page up.
I believe it's PD.
Yeah, it seems like it would be physical. Well, I don't know.
No, it's charisma
sound.
plus level versus mental defense.
Okay. Alright.
Oh.
So the target on these guys was 13.
Okay.
Did you have any quick actions that you wanted to do? Did you have a song or something you could play? I feel like
If
you could
it's
play songs.
I can use battle cries. I'll use pull it together. On
Pull it together you can't use because you didn't roll an 11 plus.
oh, natural on the die. That's right. My bad.
Nope. It's all
I have
good.
an 11. I was thinking 11.
Alright. Bart's up. Gong, what would you like Bartholomew to do?
Just like him to keep focusing on the lizard man we've been attacking.
Alright. That's another hit. This lizard man is almost dead. Just stay there, don't disengage, nothing?
Yep.
Alright, Munsa.
Wonderful.
Do you want to re-roll that, Zan?
I'll just add the extra one real quick.
And okay.
A total
Hello,
of
Lizard Man 4.
Alright. So that is a miss.
That is a shame. 4 damage.
Okay. Alright, that's a tumbling strike. You want to roll to disengage?
Yes, please.
Nice.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Alright, so you can disengage, and I'll give you an extra move action that you can actually use to attempt a shadow walk if you want.
Oh, cool. I will do that.
Target's 13.
That'll do. That would actually
So
be
he
User
comes
joined your
out and
channel.
swings and pops out for... Well, why don't you describe it? What just happened?
Inigo appears. The lizard man turns just in time to slightly catch the blade, leaving only a small scratch. Inigo grins, tumbles away as the lizard man snarls, and disappears into the inky blackness.
Alright, Poliar, you're up.
I grow tired of your games. I swing my hammer, adding Smite Evil with it at Lizardman 2.
Alright.
Ah.
So you get +4 for smiting to hit, so that's a 23. That hits. Gonna do 25 damage. Alright, this guy dies. You want to describe how that happens?
I swing my hammer like a baseball bat, bringing his head off. His head flies in an arc, blood splattering everywhere on the table.
Alright, you are no longer engaged, so you can move if you like.
I swiftly move and flank Lizardman 4.
Okay. I forget, Poliar, do you have Paladin's Challenge?
I do.
Okay, just checking. Alright, Rowena, you're up.
Alright.
All by yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a good idea to leave the wizard by themselves.
I'm sorry.
I think I'm going to use
Do you want to disengage?
yeah, but I'm pretty sure they'll just come right back at me anyway.
You could like try to disengage and run behind Gong and Bartholomew. Or behind Makaha. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'll try and disengage then.
Use Yor as a human shield.
Good plan. Do that.
We're bastards.
I will just not disengage, I guess, because of that roll. But I guess I'll use my acid arrow daily, but it's called right now combustible lemon bombs, and it's like I can change it whenever I want to.
Right.
So I'm going to roll for that.
Is acid arrow ranged or close quarters?
It's one nearby or far away. So basically,
Right.
it's both.
Right. Sorry. So spells are split into two. Spells are either ranged or called close quarters. Ranged spells, you take opportunity attacks if you're engaged with someone when you cast them, except for the one you target. So I think acid arrow is ranged. It's not close quarters. So if you cast acid arrow, one of these guys gets to swing at you.
Even if they're nearby targets?
Yeah, it's just if they're engaged with you. It's like an archer shooting an arrow.
I can't really do anything without that happening.
Well, you could just disengage before that happens.
I rolled to disengage, but it didn't work.
Ooh.
I don't have anything.
Swing your stick at them.
Yeah, you
Hit
can
them, hit
melee. You can just take one. I mean, it's just one opportunity attack, and your acid arrow does a ton of damage.
Yeah,
It
but
might be a worthy trade.
even one attack is a lot of damage on me. Whatever.
Oh, it's 8 damage.
Yeah, well, 8 damage is like... puts me at 16. Like, I can take 4 attacks from these guys total. 3 now, but whatever.
Was it my turn before this? Is it a free action for me to like issue that challenge? I have no clue.
It's when you melee. You have to hit him.
I've got to hit them. That's right.
Oh, whatever, I'll just do acid arrow, whatever. I don't care if I die.
We'll save you.
The Archmage Successor / Suicidalist. Alright. Go ahead and roll it. That's a hit.
So much damage.
So, 22 damage plus 5 ongoing.
On 7, or whatever one's lower.
And they get to make one attack at you, which is a 19, so you take 8 damage.
Yeah. I'm at half health right now.
Use the recovery.
You got healers.
Yeah, I think you'll be alright.
Alright, Vorg's turn. Vorg is going to attack heavy. Or... he's engaged with heavy right now, right? So he's going to attack heavy.
Right, so I'm just gonna make a total prick.
See,
15
swing and a miss.
versus AC, it's a miss.
Honk.
Lizardman. Lizardman number 1 is going to attempt to disengage. Fail is going to take a swing at Gong. It's actually a 12, but that's a miss. Oh, but you take 4 damage because you're engaged with 2 or more of these guys.
Okay.
Next one over is going to swing at you again. That's a 23, so you take 8 damage.
Oh, me again, sorry.
Yeah, that's Gong.
Okay.
So you take 12 total. Lizardman 5 is going to attempt to disengage from Makaha.
Makaha's like,
Fail
Makaha's
and
like, screw that.
swing at
Makaha's like, screw that.
Zan, you're already planning your next character.
Zan,
Dude,
don't
always
worry.
be prepared, man.
Blur
We're not-
doesn't work.
We're not gonna let Rowena die.
26.
That's a hit.
So that's 8 damage.
God dang, I'm actually below half health.
Lizardman 4 is going to turn around and attack Poliar.
Boo!
Ooh, since he was engaged with me, if he's doing that, is that going to make him disengage?
No, because he's still engaged with both of you.
Okay.
Because Poliar ran up like right behind him. So he's just going to swing back and kind of, try to keep an eye on both of you to keep you from killing him.
I have a question.
Gotcha.
He misses. Yes?
Because of the flanking, does one of us get an attack of opportunity on him? Or not
No.
attack, combat advantage?
No. Not in this system.
Oh, okay.
Alright, and then I have, let's see, it looks like I just have my 2 lizard men on Rowena. They are both gonna take a swing at Rowena.
Wait, hang on.
And Rowena's dead.
Abjuration. Whenever you cast a daily wizard spell, you gain a +4 AC bonus until the end of your next turn. So since
Damn, that's awesome.
I should have a +4 AC bonus against whatever attack happens.
Okay, so first off, what's your original AC?
16, so I should have 20 right now.
Okay, remember that your wand can use shield, so you can cast shield. But both of these are gonna hit you.
Well,
What does shield do?
So we're looking at what, 16 damage?
Shield,
Yeah, it'll knock him unconscious.
Shield makes the attacker re-roll their attack. So I'll have my wand do a shield on against one of them.
Okay. And that's a miss because of your +4 to AC, so you only take 8 damage.
Oh boy.
Good thing I just remembered that abjuration thing.
That did help. Alright, escalation die is 2. Gong is up.
Alright, I'm going to attack not Lizardman 1, but the one with more health, since I'm using my finisher here.
Right.
Finish Poison Strike here, 28 to hit.
That is definitely a hit. And it's gonna do 13 damage and 13. Wow, that's awesome. And that reminds me, one of these guys is taking 6 acid damage from...
Also, I have to roll Grating Fist, because that's the first time I've...
Is that every round he's taking it?
Yeah.
Well, every turn of his, right?
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so this is... that. I was just taking care of Lizard Man, this guy right here. Okay, so Grating Fist, what was the bonus damage? I'm sorry, I didn't see
7.
it. Trying to decide whether the Grating Fist damage increases the amount of ongoing damage he's taking. I think it does. So he's taking 20 ongoing damage.
That is so ridiculous.
Alright.
Okay, so is it Makaha's turn?
Unless Gong wants to do something else.
Nope. Well, actually, I'm going to roll the disengage again. Nope. I'll stay right where I am.
Makaha is going to disengage.
What?
Alright.
Makaha is going to march his butt down here and just shove his fat butt between Rowena and these lizard men. Can I do that?
You're trying to make them disengage. You don't have any abilities that'll disengage them.
Can I just shove her out of combat and just block myself in the doorway?
So
I think that's a bad idea.
You're gonna attempt to throw her backwards?
Not necessarily throw, just push her out of the way in a way that won't kill her accidentally.
Alright, so if you make a strength check, here's what I'm going to do. If you get a strength check and it's higher than 15, you'll succeed. You're going to take an opportunity attack from both of these lizard men as you do this, and you can toss Rowena backwards into the room. If you get under 15, you're going to toss her back and you're going to knock her out.
How much damage do these guys do again?
They'll each do 8 to you.
Even if they miss, they're going to do 4 apiece.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm instead just going to attack this bro right here.
Alright, let's see it.
The hit.
That's a better thing to do.
Okay, so that it has 1 hit point left and it's taking 5 ongoing acid damage, so it is dead next turn. And Makai, you already moved, so I think your turn's up.
Yeah.
Careful,
I'm
I
engaged
believe
with
you just
Channel.
moved his life down. Huey, what's up?
Whose life? What?
I apologize. Move me. I just want to talk to your boss.
Huey, take the night off, buddy. Take the night off. Okay?
Okay.
User
All
was
right,
moved
man.
out of your channel.
Is he drunk?
Yeah.
He's going through some rough stuff.
He's
Okay.
smashed.
Alright. Alright, I'm engaged with both the lizardmen now, though, right?
Just the one.
Oh, dang it.
Just this one. Okay. Heavy, you're up.
Alright, I am going to roll the disengage from Vorg and Lizardman. 4. Oh.
Nope.
Alright.
You're staying right there.
Alright, fuck it. I'm going to take the attack of opportunity from both of them, and I'm going to cast Righteous Spirits on Lizardman 7, actually.
Okay.
Why would you do this?
Shoot, what is that against? Because that'll hit MD, but...
I think it is against MD. Let me double check. Righteous Spirits is versus MD.
Nice, so that's a hit.
Lucky break.
Okay, so Rowena gets +4 AC.
Yes, she certainly should. And now
So
I get to
that's
take a
basically
smack from 4 in Vorg.
So now you're taking 2 opportunity attacks for that? Okay.
Yep.
So this is from the lizard man, and he actually swings at you, but he hits Vorg for 5 damage.
Woohoo! What does Vorg do?
And Vorg is going to, what's his? +8?
Come on, another critical one.
He's going to hit for 10 damage.
Jesus.
Alright. Definitely worth it.
He's a shifty little rogue. And you can heal with a quick action if you feel so inclined.
Yeah. Actually, yes. I will cast heal. I'm actually going to cast that. Let's see. Now, it's only close quarters. I probably can reach Rowena.
Okay, so just because it's close quarters, all that close quarters versus ranged means is whether you'll take opportunity attacks or not.
Okay.
With your heal, you can hit any of your nearby allies.
Alright, gotcha. I'll go ahead and pop that down on Rowena and let Rowena roll a recovery.
2d6 plus con, I think.
Yep.
My con is 1. So 2, 6.
I think you might even have a recovery macro, but...
I do.
I don't know.
You probably should.
And you also add hit points equal to twice my level, so you get to add 4 on top of all of that too.
11 goes to 19.
That's a couple extra hits. Alright, Roland, you're up.
Definitely more than half.
Roland will size up the situation. And Roland begins the Samba of the Enraged Heaven.
Is that sound burst?
Yes.
Nice.
Spicy.
So roll your targeting first.
That's did you make that part of the macro?
I forget. Probably not. I think it probably just will tell you how many you have to... Or how many can hit. I think it's 1d4.
Yeah. Great.
Sad face. Who's that targeting?
Lizard Man 4.
Alright.
Who's 4? Okay.
Oh, it does roll target.
That is a hit.
Oh, it's 1d4 plus 1 target, so it targets 2 people.
Okay. And Vor.
Alright, so roll again for Vord. Damage is a bit better. Alright. So we have pretty good showing from the Bard.
Roland will slump back against the wall, having expended an enormous amount of effort into channeling that energy.
Alright. The Lizardman and Vorg both kind of throw their hands over their ears and scream in pain as the shout just tears through their eardrums. It's Sam and Bart's turn. Gong, what would you like them to do?
What is the HP on the poisoned lizardman?
He has 25, and he's going to take 20 at the start of his next turn.
Alright, and what the HP on the other one? Sorry.
4.
Alright, well, I'll have him attack the poisoned lizardman then.
Alright. That is a hit, so he does 15 damage.
2 Lizardmen are just gonna drop dead at the start of their next turn.
Okay. And it's Muntz's turn.
Come on, Munza, hit a Shadow Walk attack. I believe in you.
Anagal will appear next to Lizardman 5 and engage him straight up. And they aren't mooks, correct?
These are not mooks.
It has to be a staggered non-mook enemy.
Oh,
I'll give you the same roll, though. So roll again, and we'll give it a 17.
Oh, I'll do the tumbling. I'll do a tumbling strike then. Fantastic.
Better. So he takes 34 damage.
Nice.
That would be it.
Plus 1d6 for your boots, if you want to add that in.
Doesn't Shadow Walk automatically apply a sneak attack? I forget.
No.
It does not.
Nope.
Oh.
That's the champion level feat. Or epic. I forget.
So
That's
plus 5.
44 damage.
44.
Oh, so close.
How much health does he have left?
1. He stumbles back. You're not even able to disengage. He's just like down. You can move away if you want. No check necessary.
Can Munta spit on him as a quick action to try and do 1 damage?
You can spit on him. I don't think that's going to kill him.
Can
Maybe
he
we'll
make
spit his eye and cause him to fall down on something sharp.
Yes, exactly. Try to kill him.
I got spit in my eye.
Alright, Popo's turn now?
Yeah, it's Polari's turn.
Now, what do those gauntlets grant me for the fight?
If you use it, and it's on a recharge 16 plus, you get to add plus 1d8 damage to every single one of your swings that battle.
What's the recharge 16 plus mean?
Just at the end of the battle, you roll, and if you roll a d20, and if you get 16 or higher, then that power refreshes, and you can use it in another battle.
Okay.
For that day.
So it's a daily kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Do I roll every day?
There's dailies, at wills, and no. If you take an extended rest, then it refreshes.
Okay.
It's basically a daily with a chance to use multiple times a day.
Exactly. There's a 25% chance that you can reuse it each time.
Alright, well, I'll just swing my Mighty Hammer at Lizardman 4 and add Smite Evil with it again.
Alright.
Nice.
That's a dead lizard man.
Yeah, that is a dead lizard man, so how does he die, Poliar?
I swing my hammer high over my head and bring it crashing down on his chest cavity. The hammer goes through his body. As he falls, I pull it out with a sickening crunch.
I'm gonna have you fling it. As you pick up the hammer, it flings his body back onto the table. And you have a move action if you'd like to take it.
I stride over to Lizardman 7.
Woohoo! Backup.
Okay. And it is Rowena's turn.
Let's see.
I think you could try to disengage now, couldn't you?
Yeah, I can roll to disengage again. 20. Nope.
Well,
Whatever. I'm going to cast Color Spray, and since the escalation dies 2, it's basically at will. Or rather, I don't have to worry about it being once per battle, so I can cast it as many times as required, as long as it's even. Anyway, I'm going to cast Color Spray, but first I'm going to roll to see how many enemies it hits.
how many can it hit?
Or 1d4.
Wow. So
it's going to hit Lizardman 7.
So that one is close quarters, so no opportunity attacks.
Close quarters.
Very nice.
It's going to hit 7, Borg, and I'd rather not have to hit 6 since he's going to die at the end of it at the beginning of his next turn anyway.
Do 5 or 1.
5 and 1.
5 and 1, yeah.
Okay, so here's a question for you. If this hits Vorg, will it kill him? Or
You
is it
guys
going
want
to
to
knock
subdue
him
him
out?
or what?
Yeah, so we want non-lethal damage.
I don't think we
on
want
him.
to kill
Alright,
him.
so it's going to be lethal against all of them except for Vorg.
Ooh.
Alright, so go ahead and roll for Lizardman 7 first. This is versus
That's
energy.
just
That's going to hit everyone.
horrible. What?
It only does 2d8 psychic damage? Oh yeah, that's right, because it hits so many people.
Yeah, so what were you saying before that?
Just that since it's against mental defense, it's going to hit everyone. Alright, next target is Vorg. And he is weakened.
how much health does he have left?
He has 2 hit points left.
Wow.
Punch him in the face, Inago.
Next target.
Inago?
Who's that one against?
5, so he's dead.
Yeah, he dies.
And then I believe 1 is either really close to being dead or dead.
He has 4 hit points.
Yeah, so he's down to...
Really? What is with all the 1 hit points this?
Alright. Well, that worked. Well, sort of. Like, it hit
Could've been
everybody,
worse.
but it didn't do as much damage as I would have liked.
So many natural ones.
Alright. It's Vorg's turn. And I gotta actually look up and see what weakened it means.
I got it for you. Give me a sec.
No, I have it right here. I have my
Oh.
-4 to attack rolls and defenses.
Nice.
Alright, he's gonna attempt to disengage and get his ass out of here.
Punch him in the face.
Oh, he disengages and he is gonna... There's really nowhere he can run.
Yeah, you got that.
I really should have drawn in windows. Okay,
There's a window over here. Behind.
No, they're all boarded up unless they're in the second floor.
yeah, that's true. They're on the first floor, they're all boarded up. Good catch, LT. Keeping that GM honest. Alright, he's just gonna take a swing at Munsa then.
There's an unboarded window right here. Past
Isn't
Bartholomew.
Mensa in Shadow Walk?
He could surrender.
No.
Munsa
No?
is not currently in
Alright.
Shadowwalk.
You just
Punch him in the
crit
face.
Mansa.
He did crit Munsa, but Munsa's gonna use his damn roll
Yep.
with it. He'll be fine. Alright, so that's 10 damage with your roll with it.
Okay.
So his last desperate attack, and Mansa just shrugs it off. What a cruel rogue.
In the
Alright, so we've got some lizard men This one dies from poison.
This one dies from poison.
This guy melts. Well, this guy was taking acid damage from your acid arrow.
He melts.
So who do I have left? I've got 2
1 and
left.
7.
Alright, well, 7 is still engaged with Rowena and is gonna try for a crit here.
Can Makaha in any way try to get in front of between them?
No, because they're just engaged. He's just swinging at someone.
Alright.
He's not moving to attack, so you can't intercept.
So Rowena,
That's
you're
it.
still only running +4 AC, right?
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Nice. He also gets to swing at Poliar, because he can attack 1d2 enemies. So this
Bring
one
it.
is against Poliar. Nope, that's a miss.
Miss me.
So did the 25 versus AC hit you, Rowena? I know you have a ton of AC right now.
Yeah,
He has +8.
it was actually just +4 because it's the end of my next turn on my last turn, so I lose 4, so I just have 20 right now.
Okay. Alright, so that's hit, and it's Gong's turn. Wait, no, I have one more. Lizardman 1 is... Yeah, he's going to take a swing at... No, he's going to try to flee, but there's nowhere to flee. He's gonna he drops his weapon and he puts his hands together in a pleading motion and drops to his knees.
Well, if it's two-story place, you could try and run upstairs.
Go up.
Yes. Well, he's already surrendered.
Makaha shouts to leave the surrendering ones alive.
I agree with Makaha.
I'm not really interested in leaving the lizard man alive. I think I'd like to just chop him along the back of the neck.
Is that... Alright, Gong's turn. You're killing this guy?
Yep.
Horribly disappointed in you.
So that's your opening. You're just using the auto hit, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, miss damage kills him anyway. Alright, he's dead.
Okay.
Bartholomew starts laughing, and Sam is hooting and hollering.
So it's Makaha's turn?
It's Makaha's turn.
Okay, so Makaha is going to simply look at this lizard man and say, "I give you one chance, surrender." Well, what does the lizard man say?
So you're trying to... Let's see, he is...
I can
He's not
roll
even
for
staggered yet. Yeah, go ahead and roll strength check.
That's 16, 9,
It's
19.
20,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
That's
because I'll
20.
give you Island Warrior. Yeah, he'll surrender.
No, come on, make him not surrender. It'll be better that way.
Okay, whatever.
What was the point of the roll then?
When the player tells you not to do what he wants, that's fine with me. Okay, well, he just kind of laughs at you, but he is a little worried, so he's gonna take a -2 to defenses. He's a little flustered and angry.
Yeah, me and Poliar do something really cool where we just sandwich him between us and just smash him from both ends, basically letting Poliar make an attack by not being his turn. The fight's over. Why
So
not?
this is a love Oreo? Is that what we call this?
Yes, exactly. Can we do that?
It's the unstoppable force meets the unmovable object.
Exactly. But
Yeah, go. So what's happening? So you're gonna hold your shield up next to this guy's head, and Poliar's gonna smash his...
Yes. So Makaha shouts to
Go
Poliar
ahead and roll
to
that,
attack.
Poliar, with a +2.
Oh, Poliar. Well, Poliar, you roll it.
It's gonna suck if it misses.
I'll give you a free smite on this as well.
And he's dead.
I'll roll my free smite.
This is just mean. So we basically make Lizard Man pudding on top of Makaha's shield.
Oh, he's not dead.
What?
He's got 1 hit point left.
What the hell? Okay,
So you smash his head good against your shield.
And I
but
so
he's
want to
still,
just
like,
cast a
standing.
magic missile on him just for laughs because he hurt me so much.
Alright, it's Heavy's turn.
Oh, jeez. Alright, I'm just gonna roll the grapple Vorg, and I'm gonna try and tie him up if I can grapple him.
Alright, roll Dex.
Just everyone keep living. Wait, stop, back up. Did you add the plus, was it +2 to attack or +2 damage?
Wait, who's more dangerous, Lizardman 7 or Vorg?
Well, Lizard Man's... I don't know, the Lizard Man's probably more dangerous.
I get a plus D4 to that roll as well.
Of damage?
Yeah.
Awesome, do it, roll it, kill him! Yes!
Alright, so yeah, he's dead. His brain just explodes.
Makaha and Polyar high five.
Alright, so it's his turn. And let's
Alright, would I be able to add brawling to this?
Dex is 0 plus brawling is a 16. I'll let you tackle him to the ground, but he's gonna be fighting you. He's not gonna let you tie him up.
Fist him in the face.
What?
One gauntlet to the face.
Alright, it's Roland's turn. Vorg is basically helpless at this moment. You could run up and coup de grace. Well, coup de grace, you have to be standing.
It's time for interrogation.
We just got a health potion or two we could dangle.
So
in
he
front
just
of his eyes.
has. So this is a halfling, and now a dwarf is sitting on him. A fully armored dwarf is now sitting on this halfling.
Anybody have any rope?
And this battle's over, and just so you guys know, this is gonna be out of game. I was a little mad at you guys for talking shit about my map. So this battle, suggested value for a battle against you guys would be an 8, because I added Sam and Bart as your 8th party member at level 2, and this one was a 12. So I need to just keep ramping up the difficulty.
Apparently, because we just kicked this one's ass.
Yeah, that one didn't even seem difficult, huh? So.
I made a joke out of 3 of your lizardmen.
To be fair, Rowena almost died and would have died had Makaha not come to save her.
Would have been unconscious. There's a big difference between knocked unconscious and... oh, yeah. Oh, Gong is so correct in what he just wrote in chat. Let him live! Oh wait, no, smash his head against my shield.
I like that one. We actually talked about...
No.
We talked about that move at one point.
We let the one who surrenders live. He obviously refused. He wasn't going to surrender. Totally. I definitely didn't make sure he didn't surrender because I wanted to do that. That didn't happen.
Alright, so you want to interrogate Vord?
Alright guys, I got him here. He's not going anywhere. What do you want to ask him?
I don't know why that's so funny.
He narrows his eyes at you and says, Bard...
I'll punch him in the face.
Okay. He takes 1 more hit point damage. He's at 1 now. Of course. I'm not going to have you accidentally kill your prisoner.
Unless he rolls a critical 1.
Alright, so he says, of course I work for the Red. If you knew enough to find me, then you knew enough to know that. What do you want? Why are you here? You can't stop us. It's too late. Even if you kill me, it doesn't matter. The towers that are gonna fall.
Why do you want the tower?
Well, isn't that clear? They're holding the blue prisoner. What? It's what my master told me to do. Well, from what I tell, those idiots at the tavern have already spoken with you. There's a dry.
A dry is dead.
Zvegdar. How would you know if a dry is dead? You don't even know what he looks like. Okay.
Wait. At this point, Makaha would pull the cloak off of his shoulders, revealing Korvakir's corpse draped across his body, and just say, Korvakir and Svegdar, dead too.
Alright, so Vorg is extremely scared now.
Of course he is. We killed fucking
Because
Korvakir.
he has proof that Korvakir's head is just sitting on this barbarian, and he's basically what do you want? Please don't kill me. What do you want to know? What else can I tell you?
Everything.
Just keep
Makaha
him
would
away from
flex. Makaha would flex his shoulders in the back and just do his very best to look extremely menacing.
Out of character, do we know the location of this lair?
You do
Yes.
know the location of the dragon's lair, yes. But
Okay.
Do we know of any secretive ways in, and would this Vorg fellow know?
you only know of the one way in. Vorg, well, you can ask him. I mean, what he'll know depends on what you ask him.
Vorg, what are the defenses at the lair of this boss that you're working for currently?
My boss doesn't have a lair. Who are you talking about? Please don't kill me. My boss, I think he lives in a palace. Not here, of course.
Who is your boss?
The priestess? Are you all mad? What does the priestess have to do with any of this? All I know is that she's been gone.
Let's show him the note.
Makaha growls simply, do you know Blord?
Well, yes, Blord is one of my agents. He was assigned to my cell.
Makaha...
He's tasked with... Well, you killed Korvakir. I assume that Bolt Strike Pillar still stands. Blord and the Dry they're supposed to take the Westlight Tower. Oh, I don't know. That's above my pay grade. Just please don't kill me. Just the two that we were instructed to, although I assume that they're attacking the other towers as well. Or they will be.
Makaha steps closer to the halfling, still cracking his knuckles and looking altogether like he's about to just crack his head open, and says,
Your fierceness is overwhelming.
back way into Blord's lair. You know of one.
Alright, so he pisses himself, and unfortunately, Heavy is sitting right there, so you're going to want to get your plate mail chain cleaned up later on.
Hey, it's not the first time that it's happened.
That's not the first time you got pissed on your plate mail?
Yeah, I do a lot of drinking.
You can't fly. I think there's only the front door.
Makaha looks back at Rowena. Can we fly?
I don't have no levitate spell.
Hold on. Zan's asking.
You can go ahead and ask that, Sam.
Do we want to ask him about these crusaders that were mentioned in the letter?
Ask anything you want.
And I'm not going to actually verbally ask, I was just saying I wanted to ask.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess it doesn't matter that they followed orders then.
Alright, so Vorg doesn't know anything about the Orc Lord. He's heard rumors, but your confirmation from the blue is going to be more specific. He just knows that the demons are up in the north, that there have been a lot of demons spotted up there, and that there are a few new hellholes. He's heard that there's a few new hellholes up north of Forge.
Maybe that's where I saw all those mercenaries going to. Demons and hellhoes, hey?
Makaha looks at Roland. We need more information?
Alright, he pissed on me. I get to do the coup de grace. Anyone disagree?
Well, no, but Heavy gets... Heavy
I
gets to
prefer
slug him.
not to.
I just want to say that Heavy got pissed on, Heavy gets to slug him in the head to knock him out. Can we all agree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm sitting on
You
him.
should just let my familiar
Hey, sit
bite him
on him.
until he passes out from shock.
That would be fun. So wait, we're not going to kill him?
So what's happening?
I don't think we're killing him.
Just stick my familiar on him.
Where are we going to put him if we don't kill him?
We take
Leave
him with
him
us in
there.
the end. We just tie him up and stuff
What's
in the
going to
bag.
happen to this guy? He's a low-level nobody in their organization. If he goes to them, they'll kill him for being stupid and failing. If we kill him, we've already inquired around the entire city about him. If we kill him, then we risk drawing the ire of the powers that be.
But then they'll know our full strength if he talks to anyone.
I'm not concerned.
Why don't we hand
Alright.
him over to some sort of authority?
He does have underworld connections. The constable, the police might want a piece of him.
And then how many murders are we going to have to answer for?
Murders.
None.
What if we
We
just
are-
leave him somewhere tied up for them to find?
So, just so you guys know, the laws in Drakenhall would consider murdering a bunch or killing a bunch of lizard men as murders. Monsters
Even if we
here
were
are
attacked.
Well,
Oh, we were the aggressors.
We kind of attacked them.
Yeah.
Only one
I
disputing
guess you
this
only have
is
one witness.
our unconscious friend here.
I say we leave him here, tied up, unconscious, with the letter we found in the other camp in his mouth.
And then we burn the building.
Yes. Yes.
So murder and arson.
And
Oh, wait,
Why are we
wait,
burning
wait,
everything
stop.
today?
Wait, stop. Wait, and we leave him unconscious, tied up, and Heavy gets to piss on him in retaliation.
but he could make a good spy. Get information.
I doubt that.
He could
Oh,
get a.
he's a coward, but he's good at listening.
Does anybody think? Does anybody think that he fears us more than he fears the dragons?
I kind of do, seeing as you're wearing one of your dragons on
You guys keep chatting. I'm gonna go. I think my kid needs his pacifier. I'll be back.
Alright.
I think that he could be useful, and he does fear us more, seeing as you're wearing one of the people he thought was unbeatable on your shoulder.
You have a point there.
He should just become my personal spy and get us information whenever we need it.
Makaha is tentatively okay with this.
I want a
There's
personal
just-
spy.
There's just no way to enforce that it happens. They'll probably just run away and we'll never see him again.
Exactly.
I could
I
probably
mean, we've already killed a
cantrip
shit
him,
ton of people anyways.
cantrip charm him or something. Cantrips or free actions or whatever.
I mean, we can't get all moral high ground on this. I mean, we just walked into this building and killed a bunch of fucking people.
Evil people.
Yeah, they were evil.
Subjectively evil.
On a brighter note, the letter makes a lot more sense now. Now with that we have.
Since
all
I'm
the
a
information.
wizard, I could just probably
It does.
make up a charm cantrip for him and make it to where he'll be loyal.
I
as a
blame
spy.
Mensa.
Yeah, we could do a cantrip on him. I mean, that would be fine. I mean, we could get him to keep doing business here.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be fine too. I mean, what do we
Yeah.
have? 2 or 3 people other than you that can actually do rituals too, if we
Alright,
want to
I'm
do
back.
something like that.
I was saying that maybe I could like do a charm cantrip. I don't know if it's like an official cantrip in the book, and since they say we can just make them up, to charm Vorg into being my personal spy to continue operating here for us loyally without worry of betrayal.
Yeah, worst case, we can use ritual magic and pretty much do whatever the hell we want.
So, are you? I think one of you has charm person, right?
I did, but I got rid of it.
Well, you
But,
can change spells on every full rest. So if you wanted to, here's what I would let you guys do. You can attempt to do a ritual, but it has to be in the morning. So you guys have to go back and sleep. I'm going to give you a full heal up because what I think you're probably going to try to do next will be difficult.
Can we? Would it look conspicuous if we carried this guy on our shoulder back to the tavern?
We just say he's drunk.
That's a good point.
Sam and Bart can carry him.
He's a halfling. I'll put him on a leash and make him walk on his hands and legs, and we'll just say he's a dog.
I feel like that would be a little more
we could just stuff him inside of Stan Bard's clothes and nobody would even notice the lump.
BDSM much?
So, we are going back to your original tavern then?
Yeah, we're gonna sneak him in there so no one knows we took. Can we sneak him in there? I think we could.
He's drunk. Put him on Sam and Bart's shoulders.
And just we all just walk in laughing like we just went out drinking for the night.
I like it.
Alright. So you all head up into your large and spacious room, and
tie this bastard to a chair.
Tie him to a chair, and you're gonna probably gag him so he can't start yelling in the middle of the night.
I like it. Yep.
And we get a full rest up so Zan can
We've got
switch out
rope
one
and
of the
dirty
spells for charm
socks.
person, right?
Alright, so you guys want to do anything else today?
Nope.
Sleep time.
Alright, so you sleep, passes uneventfully. No one comes knocking at your door about the dead lizard man on a pile on a table.
Not like they would know it was us anyway.
Yeah, and then it's the morning. You can attempt to do your ritual if you like.
So wait, so full rest up means Dan can change out one of his spells for charm person, so we do the ritual, right?
Yes.
Alright.
So yeah, we can go for the ritual. I know I have ritual magic. Rowena has it. Does anyone else?
Polyer does not.
No, so
I'm not sure if a bard
I
would
think
get it.
what your ritual is gonna do. No, he doesn't. Heavy, you can add a +2 to his roll by assisting, and I'm gonna say, so you're basically trying to completely subvert this guy's personality, right?
Well,
This
it's
is
more
like
like
compulsion.
keep his personality, but make it to where he's loyal to us.
So he'll love you guys and hate everyone else.
It's a
I'm
compulsion to not go
trying to get
against
an
us.
idea, right? So I'm trying to get an idea of what DC to put
Wait,
this at.
wait, back up.
Is he
Heavy's-
gonna risk his life for you? Like, is that how far you want this to go?
Anti-betrayal. Like, he won't have thoughts of betraying us.
I'm thinking more of a compulsion that he is very inclined to do anything that would make us happy.
Heavy is a cleric, right?
Yes.
Then he gets ritual magic for free as a class bonus. So does Zan.
Right. That's how I'm getting the +2 to him.
Alright, cool.
Alright, I'll make this a DC 25. So you get a +2, you get your level plus intelligence plus Archmage Successor +2 to get 25. No. Well, whatever. Just roll your skill check. Let's see what happens.
If I'd be... So is this with the charm person spell?
You don't actually use the spell. You're
Alright, well, just no spell then.
Yeah, you're just rolling a skill check.
So, 1d20 plus 5 for my intelligence, plus 4 for my wizard, for my archmage thing, plus what?
+2 for level, and then +2 for him helping you.
I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, maybe it will.
Alright, so you successfully subvert Vorg. He is now your best friend. Or he thinks you guys are his best friends in the entire world. But he still has only 1 hit point. Do you want to fix him up?
Yeah, I think...
Shouldn't he have healed over the night a little bit?
Yeah,
he was tied to a chair.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably not that comfortable to sleep tied to a chair, gagged, and terrified because you're just looking at the head of the dragon that used to be one of your bosses.
Well, I would feel more than comfortable saying that when we leave town, he can keep our room for an extra day and sleep it off there.
What a nice guy.
So
We're so nice after we beat the living shit out of him and Heavy pissed on him.
are
Well,
you?
now he's our friend.
No, he pissed on Heavy. Are you going to? I guess what are you guys going to do now? Are you going to give him instructions? Like what do you want this new little?
We want you to collect information for us on the going-ons of the town and anything you can get on the dragons.
Anything your organization does, we want to know about.
I want him to continue operating as normal, but whenever we come into town, if we look for him, he will intermittently look for word from this tavern and see if we are checking for him, and if so, we'll discuss.
So is he attempting to? So is he working such that he's attempting to succeed in the plans of the organization, and then he's just feeding you information, or is he
Yes.
trying to sabotage what they're doing?
No, I think he should just continue actually working for them if everyone else agrees.
All right. Do you want to try to give him a? What's his cover story for seven of his operatives being dead?
We thought he was dead and just left him there at a 1 HP. That works too.
He was left for dead.
And he doesn't. I mean,
He was
is he
busy
going
off
to describe
doing.
you guys?
Nice.
He's busy off doing work when he came back and found his operatives lying dead on the table.
I like that plan better.
All right. So let's see. It's 12:30. We'd usually go for another hour, which is enough to do more if you guys want to do more.
I want to do more.
I'm down.
All right. So what do you guys want to do now?
Makaha crosses his arms and simply
Party.
says, "We need to visit the Lord."
I feel like we should go to Blord. We spend a lot of time doing this, and we need to at least get some firm progress on it so we can go check on what's happening with the priestess soon.
We all got a full rest up, right?
Yes, you should all have full.
Cool. Hunter, you're gonna come with us, right?
All of my dailies are back.
Oh, not a chance in hell.
Yeah, I thought so. Alright, so it's just gonna be us. Alright, let's do this, guys.
So who's what's happening?
We're gonna go see this Blord.
Muntz is gonna wait outside the cave and then come loot our corpses once we die.
Consider this for a moment. We know that he is going to attack another tower, I believe. We were also told the name of that tower. And if you refer to the note, I believe, we can get a little hint of the plan. So perhaps instead of storming the lair, we could somehow acquire some help from someone in defending that tower.
We
Well,
have
it's
to
gonna
be
work
careful with
50-50.
information.
All right. So if you guys want to look for help,
Before we go,
you
I
hear
asked-
that there is a group of the priestesses, clerics, and paladins moving towards the city. Who you could go speak with if you wanted to.
I also asked our new friend if he knows any of the operatives operating inside the tower, so we don't inadvertently give away knowledge.
Munso, is this little plan a little better? You okay with going along with this?
We're talking about going to see what this new cadre of folks are up to.
Yeah, and then possibly trying to defend the tower instead of storming a dragon's lair.
Makaha thinks storming one dragon easier than defending a tower against a dragon and his minions.
Well, the whole idea about going to... If we go to where the dragon is, there's a chance the dragon won't even be there and he will be assaulting the tower.
When was the assault supposed to happen? I asked our friend Vorg.
Has that date come up yet? That was in the...
That was still a week out 2 days ago, so it's 5 days out. But Vorg is gonna say, well, I told those idiot owlbears, they said they had a contact from Zvegdar, and I told the contact from Zvegdar to go tell Adrai and Blord that they need to speed up their timetable, but I'm not sure if that message got through.
That contact was us.
Funny how that works.
I don't think that message got through.
Also, who in the tower that the dragon is going to be attacking has information on this? Who's the inside man?
A dry hadn't gone in yet. The plan was that a dry was going to kill one of the guards and assume his form.
Okay. So it's safe to assume that there's nobody inside the tower that knows of the plan. And it's also safe to assume that the dragon won't be attacking anytime soon.
So, I guess it's safe to assume those things as far as you guys know. What do you want to do? You gonna try to reinforce the tower, or?
Well, first let's go talk to that priestess group, if that's okay with everyone else.
Yeah, let's go find out what they're doing. I have a feeling they're going to be on a completely different mission than we're thinking of, but yeah.
Very well.
Okay, so you leave Vorg to his own devices in the room that you rented out, and you head out together, and you come upon a group of traveling priestess warriors. Yora hails them down, and she goes off to has a discussion with one of their leaders. If that's okay with you guys, she asks for your leave for her to go speak with the leaders.
You're
Suppose that's
a
okay.
free woman. You can do what you wish.
She smiles at Heavy, and then goes speaks briefly, and they both come back and introduce you to. She introduces you to Adara, Edara, who is the leader of this contingent. She explains that this is a war band, or who has been sent to reinforce the elves in the Queen's Wood. They're traveling up from the south. They actually just landed in or outside of Drakenhall.
So they're coming from. So they went from Santa Cor to Newport to Drakenhall.
Yeah, exactly. And they are just going to. Their plan is to stop in a Drakenhall and to purchase provisions for the rest of their travels.
Are you going to go combat the Diabolist forces?
Rumor has it that the Diabolist is up north, although we are specifically instructed to support the Elf Queen. It appears that the Elf Queen will be sending in reinforcements towards Forge.
Makaha would ask them if they know anything about the priestess whereabouts.
They get grim looks on their face and turn towards, look to Yora. Yora stops and thinks for a minute and then nods. And they state that they do not know what has happened to the priestess, and that they have also been tasked, if they find any leads, to report back to Santa Cora at once.
These guys are paladins of the priestess, correct?
Yes, but they're not pacifists. They're not high up enough.
No, I know, but Makaha is known. Would they know Makaha, or at least recognize his shield if he showed it to them? That they could.
Yeah, they'd recognize the shield, and I think they've heard of you.
So Makaha would pull out his shield, and pulling off a leather cover, simply set the point onto the ground, letting its magnificently embossed front be in view to all of them, and proclaim his name as Makaha, and say that he is a warrior of the priestess as well, and that they may have a lead on someone who might know of what happened to her.
I have a question.
Yep.
How long would it take for them to drop any information back to wherever they were supposed to return to?
2 weeks by sea.
Oh,
or 2 weeks by land.
We don't have time for that.
Sea. I guess they could try to do a sending ritual as well. See if they could communicate directly.
But we currently think that Blord we don't know, but we think that all this that we've been investigating might have something to do with the priestess's disappearance, don't we?
Not really. We haven't really gotten any sort of indication of that.
I could have sworn we learned about the priestess's disappearance from one of them in the first place.
We learned that back at the first tower, I believe, before we went chasing this line, we had an option to actually go seek the priestess. Someone said something about her being up north, or there was some news of it up north.
That's right.
Yora was on her way to the Queen's court in the hopes that the Elf Queen might be able to use her magic to help find the priestess. So, back to what had just happened, Makaha has just shown his shield. She kind of gets wide-eyed and confused look and turns and whispers to Yora. Yora whispers back, and Adara starts laughing. That conversation was about why a warrior of the priestess would have a dragon on his shoulder.
Wait, no, he's still wearing the cloak. He put the cloak back on when he walked out.
Oh, well, you never said that.
Well, I thought that was implied because I said that I would not be walking around Drakenhall with that armor.
Don't run from it now.
You're not in Drakenhall.
Fine.
They're fine with it. They laugh and they say, "Yes, Makaha, I've heard of you. I believe that I was on duty in Santa Cora during your training. I have seen you fight."
Makaha would look at her a bit closely, and then would he be able to at least recognize her face and just be like, "Yeah, I've seen her around once or twice."
Probably. You've never spoken before.
Makaha smiles and nods. I believe I see you before.
And Yora tells me that you are the highly illiterate pineapple berserker. Yora.
Wait, repeat that?
No, I was just reading something Zan wrote in the middle of. So Adara says, and Yora has told me she is traveling with you, and that you are on a task of your own that does not align with hers. What is it that you are doing, may I ask? Why are you here?
The priest,
Why do you have a blue dragon on your...
Let's see, the original story for us getting together was the priest and the archmage sent people to investigate that tower, correct?
Yes.
So, the priestess sent me with these people to investigate the tower of, what was the name again?
Bolt Strike.
To investigate Bolt Strike, where we find this dragon, and he'd gesture at the head on his shoulder, attacking it, at which point we killed it, regrettably. Not really regrettably. But we killed it, and we then came to Drakenhall on some information to try and figure out why the dragon attacked.
And what have you learned?
We've learned that there is possibly a plot, a plan by the three to free the blue. We know where a red dragon named Blord is and where he will be attacking next in 5 days' time. And of course, lower everything I'm saying to a first or second grade speaking level in your heads.
Highly illiterate.
So Adara just kind of looks confused, looks over to Yora. Yora whispers into her ear, translating. And
translating stupid is like the best translation ever.
She turns to Rowena and says, "Lady Dalencourt, what have you learned of the purpose of the three here? What did they do at the tower?"
Basically, what Makaha said was, he's up to something.
That they're up to something, and they're gonna.
Yeah, they're basically trying to free the blue from her magical prison.
Her magical.
That
It's not really a
thing.
prison, is it?
It's well, she's trapped. She can't really
Yeah, I know. I'm
go
speaking OC
anywhere.
right now. I think what I remember reading the book was that she's like magically. It's almost like charm person was put on her towards the Emperor or something. That's it. But yeah, go on.
Adara says, well, we can't allow the blue to be free, not with the troubles to the north and the south. Is there any way that we can help?
Makaha would nod and ask simply if they could request some of their warriors to go with them to the tower to set up a trap for the Red Dragon.
So you're asking her to ask her soldiers to go fight a red dragon?
Some of them, not all of them, but some of them.
So not even the full contingent, just...
We don't need the full contingent. What are you talking about?
We have
a dragon.
A retarded Hawaiian is more than enough to make up for a few soldiers.
Exactly. We have
think we should. There's no reason to not ask for all of them. I don't expect.
Well, but some of them still want to go to the Queen's Wood, I expect.
You can send one. No big deal.
Alright, fine.
We just need to make sure we can deal with this dragon, so let's not just throw away resources.
Alright, fine. we asked for as many as they're willing to send with us.
But regardless, the retarded Hawaiian is more than enough to make up for a few soldiers.
The highly illiterate and berserker.
So you're asking them all to come with you to the tower?
If they will.
So the tower is... I guess you guys don't know where the tower is. You just know the name of it. So, do you want to ask them where the tower is?
We would ask them if they knew of the location. What's the name again? The lighthouse?
It's Westlight.
Fancy name.
Westlight? Isn't that like right?
It's right here.
The lighthouse.
It's not the lighthouse. It is on the coast.
Isn't there a lighthouse right there too? That keeps out of. Oh no, that's this one right here. Never mind. Anyway, but yeah, the Westlight right here. Cool. So, we would ask that they would come with us, set a trap for the dragon in 5 days' time.
Alright, since you rolled 3 6s, conflicted with the priestess, they will agree to take their entire contingent with you to the Westlight Tower, if you like.
And how big is their contingent? I'm kind of curious here.
15 paladins and 5 clerics.
Nice.
It's quite a bit of power.
And Adara is one of those.
Are they going to send a messenger to the Queen's Wood to tell them what they're doing?
So what is this messenger, the Queen's Wood, gonna say?
Well, they had a purpose in the Queen's Wood. I'm assuming that they would send a messenger to the Queen's Wood to tell them why they haven't arrived yet. Right?
Alright, so one of the paladins will continue on to the Queen's Wood. Well, 2 of them.
Okay.
So that you get 2 of them.
So we have 13 paladins and 5 clerics.
Zan, I did not name it the lighthouse.
I know. I was making fun of spaghetti.
The out-of-the-way abandoned building that is definitely not a secret base for the Bahalu Medulla warriors of the Icky Binging.
Okay. So you're all gonna head towards that tower? Is that right? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys get there without being ambushed by demons. Which would be fun, but considering the time.
I mingle with the paladins, talking them up.
Makaha entertains many a conversation with them based upon the fact that he has actually met the priestess in person.
I'd probably just
They're quite impressed.
Archmage successor stuff. Talking to important people and the unimportant people, or rather, they're important because they're people. You get what I'm saying. Just talking to people.
It feels good to be back among paladins. Makaha has been a very good learner, but it's nice to feel part of full-fledged paladins again after such a long time.
Roland doesn't like the paladins.
Alright, so I assume Roland and Munso. Well, I don't know, Munso. How are you guys going to travel? How are you going to build
User
a
joined your
rapport
channel.
with these individuals?
Roland's not.
Roland's just hiding. That's fine.
I discussed my time with the Order of Xanthos at length. I do not
Okay.
reveal... I guess I could reveal that I am the Herald, if it really matters.
Well, the priestess and the golden worm get along fantastically. So
Yeah, they love
once
each
you
other.
explain who you are,
User was moved out of your channel.
they're aware of the history of the heralds, and they're quite impressed that they have
User
met you.
left your channel.
So basically, me and Polly are like their new idols right now because we're just so awesome.
They're not quite as impressed with you. You did kind of fail out of paladin school.
Not. Kind of.
You probably did.
They're
Only
much more
Only
impressed
just
with
destroyed
Polly.
half the school.
I have no interest in soldiers.
User joined your channel.
Alright.
Hey guys, I apologize to interrupt. Are there any people in here who are just spectating who would like to play League of Legends? We have 2 rooms of 4 that we're trying to fill.
Really?
Oh, I apologize.
User was moved out of your channel.
Okay, let's continue.
Alright. Alright, so you guys are gonna approach the tower. It looks somewhat similar, although it is not as large, to Bolt Strike Pillar. It is also, you've learned in your travels and speaking with the priestesses, men and women, that it also sits on an intersection of the ley lines, as the others do as well. The other towers in the area. And as you approach, the guards wave to you and wave you in, and you are escorted to
Channel edited.
an old, frail-looking wizard who appears to be in charge. And he says, well met, Lady Downcourt. It is an honor and a surprise to see you here. How can I help you?
Come on, Zan, work your magic.
Hey, can you repeat that, please?
I just said that it's an honor but a surprise to see you here, Lady Downcourt. How can I help you?
I don't... let's see. Who is this saying this?
This is like the leader of the tower, like the equivalent of the wizard militant, although he's kind of a frail old man.
Alright. Okay, so he's basically a pious, perverted old dude. Okay, let's see. I don't really have any ideas for anything. I mean, I guess since it's pretty...
Well, he'll talk to anyone in your group.
Yeah. I guess just keep doing what he's doing.
Okay. He will continue his watch. He says, as the Archmage wills, we will continue to keep watch on the Iron Sea.
And I guess to let me personally know if anything awry comes about.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions or comments they want to make to this
We're really
guy?
not planning to tell him why we're here.
Well, we just arrived with like 13 paladins. I don't know why we wouldn't tell him why we're here.
Yeah.
And we already know firsthand that the guy told us that there is no informants here.
I vote Munson does the talking. Munson's the best talker in the group. He's got the whole smooth talk down or whatever. You do,
But you've done so well.
Well met, mage. Have you noticed anything unusual happening around your tower?
No, the Iron Sea does seem a bit quieter than usual. We haven't had to throw back any recent infestations.
We
Aside from that, it's not unusual.
we received disturbing information regarding your tower.
Oh, and what is that?
There's supposedly going to be a dragon attack here.
He looks at you for a moment and then starts laughing. Dragons attacking us. We have nothing that a dragon would want. We're but a poor tower.
Your tower sits on a power ley line.
Yes, but what would the dragons want with that?
Their goal is to free the blue.
His eyes kind of get wide at this. But to free the blue, they would have to eliminate at least 20 towers.
Macaw speaks up. They have already tried to attack Bolt Strike Pillar.
And what? Shit, I forgot her name. One sec.
The wizard.
Amelie Four. What has happened to her? She's dead. He curses under his breath.
The tower is safe, though.
As far as we know.
And they've killed Amelie Four, and they will move here next. My guards are not prepared for a dragon attack, and we haven't even finished integrating the most recent shipment of magic weapons into our defenses.
Good mage. Lucky for you, we were lucky enough to stumble upon a contingent of the priestess's forces, and they have agreed to come here with us. I introduce their commander,
Idara.
He says that he will take the help is very welcome, and he kind of just ask you to go ahead and do whatever you think would be. He says he's much too busy to oversee the fortifications, and he asks you to do whatever you think would improve the chances.
Macaw pats Ployer on the back and nods. Me and my brother can handle fortifications.
Alright, so is there anything you guys want to do to try to make this tower less vulnerable? And it is vulnerable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can ground this dragon? Like, I don't know how powerful this man is in comparison to the old wizard militant, but she was able to ground the dragon with a spell.
She shot a fireball through its wing is how she grounded it. And
Yeah, she basically got a lucky crit. He is not as powerful as Amelia 4. Bolt Strike Pillar is a much more important strategic location than this one off to the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
I ask him if there's any carpenters that are skilled in the making of siege weapons.
He notes that they do have a blacksmith and a carpenter, but he's not certain if they've ever built such a thing or if they would even have blueprints handy.
Well, if we refer back to the note, it says that it kind of makes me feel like that they fear the archers because of the flying dragon, of course. It says that they're going to have some sort of mercenaries come and distract them, apparently.
Well, it almost seems like they're doing that so they can get someone inside the tower, though, more than they fear getting killed by them.
Wait, this tower's to the north of Drakenhall. Maybe the mercenaries are coming here.
Is there anyone new to this tower that may have already infiltrated your ranks?
I know all of my men. No one has been transferred here for at least a month. This is kind of where careers go to die. He does have a contingent of archers.
Would it be possible for this individual or Rowena or any of the
User left
folks
your
we
channel.
brought with us to somehow ward the access point, which there was an access point in the other tower, so I'm presuming there was one here.
Yeah,
too.
can we assess the tower's vulnerabilities and perhaps block off any sky entrances
What
into
I
the
want
tower?
to do is ensure that if they begin doing something to that access point, that we are alerted.
You could do a hold portal cantrip ritual. Rowena could, that would kind of be modified more as an alarm system that she would be alerted if someone moved in.
I really feel like that's all we're going to need. As long as we have some sort of forewarning of what's happening, I feel like us, along with the priestess's forces, should be able to handle anything that comes along.
I also use experience with my order to assess what might also help out in the battle ahead, as far as the tower is concerned.
You think that the walls where the archers would be positioned are a bit run down, and that a few good men could, with the help of some materials that are on hand, fortify. So you could attempt to have you and the other paladins reinforce the walls.
We gotta figure out.
There's a single entrance through the gate.
That was your plan?
So they would most likely, any ground troops would be attacking from a single point. And then there's also on the roof, there's an access point.
Does the tower have any ballista on hand by any chance?
No.
That's why I was asking if they wanted to make siege
Actually,
weapons.
they probably have. Let me think about this. They don't have traditional siege weapons, but they do have the equivalent of magical, like large magical. I can't think of a good word for this, but it's essentially weapons that are fixed weapons that are pointed towards the Iron Sea.
Turrets?
What did you call them?
Turrets?
They're not. They're not really. Like, they can't move 360 degrees. These are fixed towards the sea. Currently.
Yeah, but all turrets can't necessarily move 360 degrees. They can be a turret even if it's only pointing in one direction. A gun emplacement?
Essentially. Yeah, they're essentially gun emplacements, but I didn't want to say like blaster or laser. They're basically, I don't know, lightning. They shoot out lightning forks.
So
and other types of magic.
So basically, unless the dragon somehow attacks the Iron Sea, they'll be useless.
Currently, yes.
But we could possibly
move them.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave them defenseless in the sea, though.
Exactly.
We could have one repositioned to the roof for an airstrike, though.
Would that be doable?
So these things won't fit into the tower itself. You're going to have to pull it up from the outside. It's going to take a couple of days to get the rigging set up to hoist it. And basically, before you guys continue discussing what you're going to do, is your long-term plan you're going to like wait it out for the dragon to attack and then defeat its attack? Okay. So you've got 5 days to do all of this. I'll say that it will take you... This is all going to be abstracted. If you wanted to you can shore up the walls, move one of the gun batteries up to the top, but that's going to take 3 days worth of the labor of your paladins and yourselves. So there's a couple more things that you could do, and I'll just kind of arbitrarily decide when you can't do anymore.
That should be all we need.
Are you counting Samuel and Bartholomew in our group's work effort? Like,
well, they're the only ones that could have pulled the turret out.
Well, Makaha could have helped. He's burly.
He is burly. He is not a giant, large,
and
ridiculously burly creature. You and Bart will carry it over and probably haul on the pulleys. So in addition to archers, there's also a small contingent of battle mages. So I'd also need you to decide where you want your forces to be arrayed.
Wouldn't we want the mages on the roof near the turret?
We don't want to concentrate all forces in one area.
Well, yeah, we have the archers on the side of the building, the mages on the turret. We're going to have several of the paladins guarding the only gate at ground level, correct?
I mean, we can just have a solid mixture of everything. We can have, a half and half, either at the top of the tower or right at that one entrance that we've secured at this point.
Yeah, because there's only one entrance at ground level, right?
Yeah.
Make like protective barricades that allow archers to shoot without being too vulnerable. Like just on ground level, have same for wizards, like give them platforms with little protection or whatever.
With the variability of of what can happen here, though,
Yeah.
we're really not going to gain too much by being super anal about our planning here.
I say that we make sure to have one cleric on the archer battlements, one cleric on the roof if we choose position orders there, and one cleric at the gate. At least, so that we have at least one cleric with each group.
So you have 5. So you're going to split up into 3 groups essentially, right? There's going to be the wall group. That'll make it easier for me. There's going to be the gate group, the wall group, and the roof group. The roof's going to have a turret. Each is going to have one cleric. You have 2 additional ones you can appoint. You have a total of 7 battle mages. The leader is not really. He's more of a scholar than a fighter.
I say we leave any of our extras from the regular distribution to go guard the main gate floor level, and we stay at roof level ourselves.
Well, that's what happened last time. They attacked from the roof, and everyone just got off the dragon's back and attacked from the top, right?
Pretty much.
I say we have 2 at ground level, 2 on the roof, and 1 by the archers.
I also wish to discuss with the elder mage and the paladin leader to make sure that you screen any individuals that come into the town via like detect evil or whatever.
Okay, he agrees. He certainly agrees with that. So we have. I'm going to ask you, Zan. You have a 6 positive and a 5 positive with the Archmage on icon rolls. So if you can think of clever ways in which those connections would assist in your preparations or within the actual fight with the dragon. You don't have to think of it right now on the spot, but just think about how those icon relationships might come into play down the line here. I think I understand how you guys are going to have this set up. I don't think that we would be able to finish this siege tonight.
Yeah, let's open with this fight next week.
Yeah, I think that's what we're probably going to do. It'll also give me some time to create some mass battle rules.
Yeah, I don't think any of us wanted this to happen right now. Like, if we were just going to charge to its cave, then yes, let's do that tonight. But this, no, we got to wait a week for preparations for this.
And I was hoping we'd hit level 3 before this happened.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping to do, to turn Dragon's Cave at level 3. It'd be all nice.
We haven't done anything to earn a level.
Exactly. We haven't even done anything to earn incremental advance.
Yo, those lizardmen though.
Well, we just beat the shit out of things anyways, so I'm not too worried about going anywhere.
Yeah, I would have been fine just going to its cave, honestly. I think we would have survived that. And I know Munza has nothing but confidence in our failure, but I'm sure we would have been fine.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
Well, so I guess we'll call it for the evening. Zan, think about what you want to do with those icon rolls. If you guys think of any other ways that you want to try to reinforce, I'll give you an extra day. So the deadline that you think that the dragon is operating under will be one day after we start next time. So you can have another day of preparations if you think of anything else that you guys want to do. Until then, I had fun this session. I hope you guys did too. And
I did too. I had fun.
See you around.
I think
made a
that the sixth die could be applied via like
Have a
some sort of
lovely
enchantment
evening.
that the archmage is
User
one of the
disconnected.
archmages